Welcome back to the Company Show. We tell like it is, we don't care how you feel. We got another great game this weekend, a game with huge playoff implications. My Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Texas Shorthorns in Athens. Primetime game, 7:30 kickoff. It's going to be a good one. Safe to say that if Texas loses this game, they're probably out of the playoffs. They're sitting at 7-2, two losses coming against Ohio State and Florida. Really bad loss to Florida, but we'll see what happens. Let's jump right into it. Let's get into some preview and prediction of this game. Like I said, I think it's going to be a good one. This game is in Athens. We'll start out with Georgia's side. Offense is looking great. I love what I'm seeing from the offensive side of this Georgia team. I think they're improving every single week, which is what you want to see in today's college football. Can you get hot? Can you play your best football at the right time when it matters most? I think Georgia's offense is doing that. I think they're getting right there to playing their full potential on offense. Gunnar Stockton has come a long way from last season when he had to take over for an injured Carson Beck, and even in the beginning of this season. At the beginning of this season, I felt like Gunnar Stockton, Ball is hiked. He takes a couple steps back. Look at his first read. If it wasn't immediately open, he was just tucking the ball and running. Very frustrating to watch. Now you watch Gunnar Stockton, completely composed, calm, confident. He has proven time and time again that he has what it takes to actually lead this team to a victory. And the numbers don't lie. He's sitting at over 2,000 passing yards, 69.4 completion percentage, almost 70 completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, and here's one of the most important things, only 2 interceptions. He's not turning the ball over. So he's making smart decisions. He's able to gunsling it. He's proven that he can go in and, keep up with the best of them. Aguilar over at Tennessee. Trinidad Chambliss with Ole Miss, was able to outshine them. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense. The run game got going against Mississippi State. It should have, because Mississippi State was a bad game, but they went off that game. They're sitting at 1,775 yards, rushing 22 touchdowns for this rushing group. 5 fumbles. We want to see that cleaned up. But all in all, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offensive group. I will say that Mike Bobo has proven me wrong. I've been a Mike Bobo hater from day one. I think that the screen passes have just been annoying to watch. But either way, he's dialing it up. And this offense is playing better each week, which is what you want to see. So can they keep it moving? Defensive side for Georgia has been a lot left desired. Teams can score on this Georgia defense. I mean, this is definitely not the 2021, 2022 defense. This is not a Georgia defense that we're used to seeing. Every single SEC team that Georgia's faced this year, besides one, which was Kentucky, has been able to put a touchdown up on their first drive. Teams have been able to score what it feels like at will against this defense. They kind of corrected that ship last week against Mississippi State. Now, granted, Mississippi State is not that good of a team, but the thing that I liked, what I saw the most, or what I'm most excited about, has got me the most optimism, is that the style that Mississippi State plays with is the weakness for this Georgia defense. The weakness for this Georgia defense is a team that can pass the ball. They have 0 pass rush. It's not that it's bad. They have 0 pass rush. For week 13, we're in week 12, week 13, this Georgia defense has only 11 sacks. They had 9 going into the Mississippi State game. Or actually, my bad, 8 going into the Mississippi State game. There's just 0 pass rush. So quarterback's able to light our secondary up. There's been so many times where I watch this team, this Georgia game, and there are receivers streaking down the field, wide open, not a defender in 10 yards of them, wide open. So Mississippi State is a pass threat team. They like to throw the ball. Georgia shut them down. So can they build off that momentum and move it forward? Like I said, I think that this Georgia team is playing their best ball when it matters at the right time. They're getting hot. They're turning that page. They're turning the corner to play their best ball when it matters most. I think Georgia's starting to get there. We'll switch over to the Texas side of things. For Texas, we all know the joke. Coming into the season, Arch Manning this, Arch Manning that. NIL deals out the ass, commercials out the ass. Arch Manning was going to go 100-0, win the Heisman. I mean, look at his name, Manning. And what an absolute disaster of a first year has been for the kid. Don't blame him. Kind of feel bad for him. He had all this hype on him to be the next Jesus coming of college football. Very hard to uphold that. Obviously, he's going to struggle, but it started out bad. He played bad. I mean, you know, as much as I feel bad for the kid, his play in the beginning of the season was really poor. He had no confidence. Just watching him play eye test, the numbers were horrible, but just watching him play, he was not confident. He did not feel comfortable overthrowing receivers, underthrowing receivers, too many interceptions. So I think he is also starting to get better. His last two games against Vandy and Mississippi State, key opponent, he has looked much improved. I think he's starting to also get a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more confident in this offense and in his ability to actually pass the ball. So what can he do coming in? Right now, looking at his numbers, he's got 2,123 passing yards. He's got 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So he is turning the ball over, you know, a lot more than Gunnar Stockton is. And I think for this game, it's going to matter a lot of what he's able to do. Now, Texas has a great defense. I think Texas defense is probably one of the best in the league, especially in the SEC. I think that they can give anyone fits. They've kept them in most of their games. Texas has not won the majority of the games because of Arch Manning. It's been because of their defense. So I think that if Arch Manning is able to come into Athens and play the way he did against Vandy the first 3 quarters, I think they have a really good shot at winning this game. They looked really bad in the fourth quarter against Vandy. They almost gave that game away, but he looked phenomenal in the first 3 quarters against Vandy. So we'll see what happens. Jumping into the key matchups for this game, for my opinion, it's going to be this defense against Arch Manning. Can they shut him down? Can this Georgia defense build off the momentum from last game against Mississippi State, get pressure after Arch Manning, make him uncomfortable? If they do that, I think it's going to be a long night for the Texas Shorthorns. And can this Texas front seven, you know, what can they do? Can they get pressure on Gunnar Stockton? Can they force Gunnar Stockton to throw the ball? I think even if they're able to, Gunnar Stockton is going to be able to make those throws. He's proven that he's able to do that against, you know, in games like Tennessee on the road and at home against Ole Miss. So either way, I think it's going to be a very close game. Keys to the game for Georgia. If Georgia wants to walk out of Athens with a victory, they got to stay balanced on offense. They got to get the run game going, get it going early, stay effective, and stay balanced. You know, show this, you know, give some different looks to this Texas defense, stay balanced on the run and the passing game. And then also, can this defense get after Arch? I just mentioned it. I think that if Arch Manning comes in and he plays the way he did against Mississippi State in the first 3 quarters of Vandy, this Georgia team is going to have a really hard time. If Arch Manning comes in this game and he plays the way he did for all the other games, this Georgia team is going to dog walk Texas, plain and simple. And at the very end, it's just, can this Georgia team, can the Bulldogs build off the momentum from last game, keep it going? I think if they're able to do those 3 things, build off the momentum from Mississippi State game, get after Arch and make it hard for him to pass the ball, and just stay balanced on offense, I think Georgia's walking out of Athens with a win. Or staying in Athens, walking out of Saturday with a win. For Texas, I think for them to win this game, they got to start fast. That is the number one thing that every team has been able to do against Georgia is start fast. If Texas doesn't come out and score a touchdown on their first drive, game's over. Plain and simple. Sorry, Texas. SOL. So can Texas start fast, but can they also, which is most important, can they finish fast? We've seen time and time again that teams start fast on this Georgia team. They put up a bunch of points, and then they just do nothing. Second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter rolls around, they put up 3 points. So start fast, finish fast. Can Texas do that? Finish strong, I guess. And then you need Superman Arch to show up. Plain and simple. You need the Arch that played the way that he played in the Vandy game, especially for the first 3 quarters. You need him to show up. And I think that Texas has a legitimate shot of walking out of Athens with a win, with keeping their playoff hopes alive. What I'm going to do, I'm taking Georgia. Call me biased, whatever you want. It's a home game, a night game for the Dogs. I got screwed the last time I did this. I picked Georgia to beat Alabama. Home game, night game. But I think that this Georgia team is clicking on all cylinders at the right moment. I think they're getting hot. I like what I'm seeing from this offense. I think they are comfortable, confident. I like what I'm seeing from Mike Bobo. Gunnar Stockton is looking really good. I think if he continues to have really good games, he could. He's not winning the Heisman, but he could be in, the Heisman talk. Like what I'm seeing from this offense. And I think that this defense is finally starting to turn the page. That's been what it was with this Georgia team. It's not really the offense, it's the defense. Kansas defense get to what we know of Georgia defense being. I think they're turning that page. And if that's true, it's going to be a long night for Texas. It's going to be a long night for Arch. It's going to be a long night for the Shorthorns. Hey, go Dogs.